Africa are one kick away from their first ever success at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. If Badou can score this penalty, is it Africa? Is it Africa? It is! Ghana have won the competition for the first time. On African soil, an African team, down to 10 men after 37 minutes of the match. What an extraordinary ending to the final. What an extraordinary ending to the shootout. African winners on African soil.
Sports is a big deal in Ghana. And when I say big deal, I mean this big. Oh well, that's big. But I mean this big.
Three in the middle to aim for. And Neuer is beaten. Ghana with the equaliser.
It is safe to say that sport is that singular activity that has made Ghana world famous, apart from the news of her becoming the first sub-Saharan African nation to gain independence. In this report, we are zooming in on Ghana's sporting kits, their symbolism, other merchandise, and the entrepreneurial opportunities of the sector that are largely untapped. Sports, especially football, in Ghana is more or less a religion. The national teams and major local clubs have participated in all forms of international competitions, and their successes and failures in these competitions are usually immortalized in the kits worn at the time. For instance, the black jersey of Ghana's Black Stars in the 2006 AFCON is largely unpopular as the team's failure was attributed to it. Well, that's a lame excuse for the poor performance of the players at the time. Other kits have become popular because of the great talent that don it. Now what you see me wearing is a replica of what was worn by the legendary Abedi Pele in the 1998 African Cup of Nations. You know, the Black Stars were not particularly successful in the tournament, but this classic kit is today the most sought after classic jersey of Ghana's Black Stars. Ask the fans why they love it, and you're most probably going to get the answer: because of Abedi Pele. Abedi Ayew Pele was Africa's most popular footballer for most of the 90s. He had won the UEFA Champions League with Marseille, best player of the 1992 African Cup of Nations, 3 times African Player of the Year from the year 1991 to 1993, and an absolute dominant figure when it came to the Black Stars. The fans loved him then as much as they do now. Therefore, it is no surprise that the last kit in which he played for Ghana at the tournament has gained contemporary fame as today's less enthusiastic Black Star fan seeks to reminisce his excellence during the glory days of Ghana. Aside the Abedi Pele jersey, other classic national team kits from the 90s are also enjoying a significant resurgence among the fans. We can mention the Ecuador 1995 Black Starlets jersey and the 1992 AFCON jerseys. But all these sudden rise in taste for Black Stars classic jerseys must be making money for the kits manufacturer and vendors. Satisfying the taste of the fans through this trend is a big win for the manufacturers. Unfortunately, most of these classic kits were designed and produced by German kit manufacturing giant Adidas, making it a loss of revenue generation into the local economy. But of course, most of the kits available on the Ghanaian market are pirated versions. Abdul Rashid Zakari is the founder and CEO of Maniac Sportswear, a Ghana-based sports kits manufacturer. He believes that only one thing accounts for the recent rise in preference for the classic Black Stars jerseys.
Most of us grew up on that particular jersey. It's just simply nostalgic. There's nothing really special about those kits. Just strictly nostalgic. people want to reminisce on those times when they were kids, when they got to know the Black Stars. You know, back then, when we were kids, we didn't know heartbreaks, we didn't know, we were free like that. So we grew up on Black Stars. Exactly, we were always winning. Not necessarily winning per se, but we grew up on that, yes, that jersey.
Superstition has always been a part of our football. And if you're wondering why the football national teams mostly wear white as its preferred first choice kit, listen to what Zachary has to say.
But people tend to forget that Ghana has always won trophies in white jerseys than yellow. If my mind serves me right, we've won only one trophy in the yellow jersey in Ghana. Only one. In 63, we won the AFCON in white. In 65, we won the AFCON in white. In 82, we won the AFCON in white. In 1978, we won the AFCON in white. You understand? In 68, our first loss at the AFCON, like in the final, which was the 1968 final, we won when we lost. We won when we lost. So the yellow one, the Adidas Wings won, where it's become so popular in town. We've never won a trophy in it. The yellow one that in modern times that we wore, do I say that color modern? The one that we wore a trophy in was in Equal 1995, the one with the stars over here on the chest like this. Yes, it's the only jersey that we've actually won a trophy in. But all the yellow ones, we've never won a trophy in them.
Abdul left his white-collar job in the marketing sector to enter into the field of sport kits manufacturing. Maniac is the first Ghana-owned sports brand to work with top-flight clubs in the country. It started production in 2016 as it debuted the Ghana Premier League with a fresh look on Liberty Professionals.
I've always wanted to play in the sports business market, and then realized that the sportswear market is one decent area where I feel there are lots of opportunities in there. So the more reason why I actually entered. And besides, back then, before I even started, our clubs were doing anything, like they were anything and all that. So the main intent was to come in and then offer them something really tailored, something really their club, something really their brand, yes. So the more reason why I actually started, I went into kids production.
Currently, Abdul directly works with a team of 5 employees who are responsible to produce kits for over 20 clubs all across Ghana's football leagues. His first love for kits, however, began when he started collecting world-famous classic kits just as a fan.
I have lots of them, and I can't pinpoint the best one for me, but I like all of them. But if you push me to the wall, I think the most classic one for me, which I think every kit collector or classic kit collector knows, it has to do with the Dutch 1988 jersey, the Germany 1992 kit, and then the France 98 kit, and lastly the ones we've actually also been creating, like what I'm actually wearing now, which is the Ghana one that was worn at the AFCON in 1992 in group stages. And also the one behind me, which is the 1962 or 63 thereabout, yes.
Although football is Ghana's most popular sport, with 3 World Junior Championships won in 1991, 1995 and 2009, and 4-time African champions, it is not the nation's most successful sporting discipline.
The rivalry between Puerto Rico and Ghana has its own separate chapter in the history of boxing.
Ghana boasts of a total of 10 world title holders when it comes to boxing. DK Poison, Professor Azuma Nelson, Ike Kwate, Alfred Kote, Nana Yao Kunedu, Joseph Agbeko, Joshua Clotte, Isaac Dogbe, Emmanuel Tego, and Richard Kobe have all won WBC world titles for Ghana.
Well, I'm ready. This is my national flag. I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of Africa. You know, man.
Boxing is much more popular in the south of Ghana, specifically Accra. But with all these successes, why has the boxing fraternity failed to immortalize the kits worn by all these heroes? Sammy Haywood Okine is a veteran sports journalist and a former public relations officer of the Ghana Boxing Association, In the glory days of Professor Azuma Nelson, Mr. Okine was a very much active reporter.
Azuma Nelson, Professor Brema Zuzum Azuma Nelson, he's the one that when he's fighting, anytime he's fighting, people will not sleep. Even if you are sleeping, you wake up at the time that he's come to fight, or you wait for him. You sleep, you wait for the fight. And when he won his first world title, you know, that was the moment that Ghanaians went wild. He went wild, you know. And when he beat Fennec 2 in Australia, when he knocked him, that one too, it was so much. So I think Azuma Nelson is Ghana's best sportsman forever, or from when he was born up to now. Azuma Nelson, what he has done, nobody has done. You know, but Azuma, I think his things are valueless, because if somebody mentioned 500,000, another person will mention 600,000, another person will mention 1 million, another person will mention 2 million. It will go high. So Azuma is special, you know. Somebody who has gone to the Boxing Hall of Fame, you know, Azuma is special for Ghana sports so much, and his equipment must be valueless.
Sammy attributes the low interest in kids' purchase of all these boxing heroes and talents to the lack of branding. He believes that other sporting disciplines such as boxing, athletics, and all other lesser-known sports do not take branding seriously, hence the lack of interest from the fans. In fact, such replicas are not even available for sale.
You know, the other sports, that's why we call them the lesser-known sports. They are not helping themselves. They are not helping themselves. They're not branding themselves to the level of football. You know, you see a boxer wearing a football jersey or a football, Ghana football something here. It's not good. A boxer must wear boxing, Ghana boxing. An athlete must wear Ghana athletics something. You know, a beach volleyball player or a volleyball player must wear volleyball something. You know, a cyclist must not wear something football. Wear something cycling. So I think the federations must do more. The federations, they must do more.
New challenges has to do with funding. If I say funding, I believe that for some of us, we've gotten to a point where we want some sort of government subvention or intervention on board to be able to take us to the next level. Yes. So, like more or less like every entrepreneur's challenge, which has to do with funding and then taking the business to the next level. So you just imagine 5 people, look at what we actually putting in. So imagine if we are more, we could create more classic stuff, like more classic local stuff. The future plans is to have our brands dotted across Africa. So in Africa, when you talk about sports garments or sports kitting, it's maniac for more teams at more places. Yes. Our major focus is in Africa. So from Tunis to Cape Town, from Dakar to Djibouti or how do you call this place? Somaliland or something like that. Mogadishu. Yes, that's the dream. Yes.
Considering the numerous sporting heroes Ghana has produced over the years, from Baba Yara, Abedi Ayu Pele to Ajua Bayo and Baby Jet Asamoah, Professor Azuma Zumzum Nelson, Ike Kwate to Joshua the Hitter Clotte. All these names resonate with sporting success, excellence, and national pride. But what will it take for our national sporting associations to start cashing in on replicas of kits in which these names shone brightest on the global stage?
Sports merchandise is big business, and it's about time that our leaders in sports capitalize on this huge economy by becoming intentional about replica kit sales and its marketing to the fans. And with local manufacturers like Maniac coming up, there certainly is hope for the sports business industry to thrive in the near future. Reporting for Kente Business Journal, my name has always been Joseph Amwakwanta from Accra, Ghana.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel Kente Business Journal TV and press the notification bell to stay updated always.